What is going on, guys? My name is Wheelman, and today I wanted to talk about something that I like to call nostalgia syndrome. Now, I know this isn't actually a phrase, at least as far as I know, this isn't actually a term for anything, but it is definitely something that I have seen evidence of. I have seen it in people all over Halo games specifically, but just gaming in general, and basically it comes down to the following. When game franchises get up into sequels and beyond sequels, threequels, if you will, the third iterations of games, fourth, fifth, discounting something like Final Fantasy, which has who fuck knows how many games at this point, but okay, Uncharted, or obviously Halo is a good example. Assassin's Creed is another good example. Call of Duty even. What tends to happen is that people yearn for what they see as the good old days of that game. They want to go back to when the game was more pure, or when the mechanics were better, or where there weren't so many noobs, or something along those lines. It could be anything really, although it usually is involved with game mechanics or something that they find game-breaking or displeasing with new versions of games. Now, I have seen this, and I have experienced this, specifically to do with Halo, since that's the gameplay that you're watching right now, with Halo 4. Now, I remember it happening with Reach as well. When Reach first came out and people really started getting into it, certain people were saying, oh, this will never be as good as Halo 3 was, it's just not the same anymore, you know, I'm quitting, I'm selling my disc, I'm breaking my disc, some people went that far, blah blah blah, all this stuff, and which, of course, melodrama aside, the general gist of it was that certain people, and yes, they were a minority, but they existed, certain people were displeased with the state of the game as opposed to what the previous generation of the game had been. And so they went back to play Halo 3, and Halo 3 experienced something of a repopulation during that time. Now, however, I'm seeing the same thing happen again with Halo 4 to Halo Reach. And this includes myself. I have found myself having more fun with Halo Reach than with Halo 4. There are some things about Halo 4 that just the feel of the game in general, and I won't go into specifics particularly in this video. You guys are, again, as always, free to leave a comment below if you'd like me to go into more detail about why I think Halo 4 doesn't have quite the same feel that Halo Reach had. It's not quite as available, if you will, or doesn't give the feeling of being as welcoming or easy to get into as Halo Reach did. To me, anyway, of course this is my opinion. But I myself am experiencing the same thing. I'm not having as much fun with Halo 4. And I'm probably just going to end up selling the game. But I am finding myself getting back into Halo Reach and having a lot of fun. I mean a lot of fun with Halo Reach. And here's an example, and I can link this in the description. Not to just use this as an excuse to plug one of my own videos, but you can watch this. The amount of fun that I had recently in a couple sessions of Speed Halo with some friends is ridiculous. I mean, we were laughing the entire time. And I'll link to episode 1, I guess, of that. Or part 1, I think. And it wasn't quite episodic, but the point is that, you know, between custom games and Forge and matchmaking, of course, being the major one, I enjoyed Reach more, and Forge especially. And again, topic for a separate video if you'd like that. If you'd like to hear more about my opinions on Forge World versus Forge Island, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. But the point that I'm trying to make here is this. As far as nostalgia syndrome goes, is it valid for so many people within any game franchise, Halo aside, even Assassin's Creed or anything like that, to consistently want to go back to an older game and for them to disapprove of the newer generation of the game? Is this something that is just always going to be a minority of people that have a certain opinion and don't like the new version of the game, and it's a matter of taste or opinion and you can't account for taste and all of that sort of thing? Or is there genuinely something that happens to game series and game franchises when they reach a certain age, when they reach a certain number of sequels? Do game studios have a tendency to run out of ideas or try to improve too much on something that was already good to begin with, which is an interesting paradox in and of itself, because they want to release another game, but they can't just release the same thing over again because they would catch criticism for that too. But is there legitimacy behind the number of people that do this year in and year out? And as I've seen, it's a growing number of people. So go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Again, link will be in the description for the one video, just as an example. If you'd like to watch it, that's great. But yeah, that link will be for part 1 of the Speed Halo session that I did, just again as an example of how much fun I can still have personally in Halo Reach, and without touching Halo 4 at all. Please leave a comment as to your opinion on any of this stuff, and if you'd like to see some of the other video topics that I mentioned within this video. And other than that, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and have an awesome day.